Popple Backyard Farm. I hope it's not too noisy out here because I'm actually on the front porch and cars are going by, but I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes and give you some thoughts about African violets and kind of give you some updates. Okay, now you all know that my husband bought me 25 African violets, and so I was really excited about that. Now this has been about 3 weeks. Now here's some of the things that I do to keep my African violets flowering and looking nice, and some things you could do. This is what I would call maybe my, my care, my daily care. So here's the story. This guy has not been watered in a week. So I put my finger in the soil, and it's actually been a week and a half. It is bone dry. That's what you want. You do not want your African violets to be too wet. You will kill them. Now, what I'll do is I'll go around my violet and I'll see a dead flower. And I'll just clip it off. Some people clip it off at the flower. I always clip it off at the stem, and I just take it right off because this is about had its day. And I'll go through each flower cluster. And I'm working one-handed here, and I'll just pinch off the flower and put it down, because it's not going to fly, it's going to bring more flowers by doing that. So I'll just kind of inspect and really go around good to make sure that I got all the blooms that have done their job and are done. Okay? Now this is one, probably could have kept it if I felt like it, but I guess I'll toss it. Here's another one. This one's completely done. So, okay. Now, I still have more work to do on it. Now, see how the leaves are droopy? Now, they can be droopy from too much water or not enough. Now, I will go through this plant, and now some people water from the bottom. If you're concerned, you can just water it from the bottom. But what I'll do is I'll take this into the bathroom, and I'll lift up the leaves. And see, the soil's almost separated a little bit from the pot even. And I will give it a good soaking. Now I'll use warm water. I won't use hot and I won't use cold. It'll be a little bit more on the hot side than the cold. And I'll give it a good soaking. Then what I do is I try to find a nice sunny window. And I'll put it in the sun, because the more sun that it gets, the more flowers you're going to get. Now sometimes it'll start to burn the leaves. If you see that, then just find a shaded spot in the house that still gets sun, but not going to burn your leaves to a crisp. Now we have a back porch that's actually covered, and I actually kept my African violets outside all year because they weren't getting wet. But if these get cold water on them, and sometimes in the summer that rain is cold, it will it can kind of kill the plant. It's just the way it goes. It just does a wonder to the leaves. But this is the way I do mine. I only water them when that soil is bone dry, and then I take it into the restroom or the bathroom, and I give it a good soaking. Now here's the next thing. If you see any leaves that are falling off or bad, I take those and I put them in a soda bottle or something so the leaf doesn't get wet. Like, say example, this one here, I'll cut it at a diagonal, and then I'll stick it in a soda bottle, and it'll make a new plant. So I have one right now in the house. I've got more that's actually rooting, and then you can either put it in your pot and make more African violets, or give it to a friend, or sell it on eBay, because people buy African violets on eBay. But it's just a fun way to, keep your African violets growing. I mean, African violets will last forever. But I love the flower. They're non-toxic. I mean, of course, look up to make sure that the variety, because there's all these different varieties. But they're always pretty. They always flower. They will take a rest. They will flower, but I don't use fertilizer. I don't do anything. I just, kind of just baby them. And you're not necessarily babying them. You're just kind of I just stay on top of them so they don't die. And, I lose my African violets. See how cute that looks with the hay that we got. We got the hay at the auction for the rabbits and all the other animals. So, anyway, I hope this helps you to understand your African violet. Stay tuned for more African violet videos. Let me know if you have African violets. If you have questions about them, just let me know. And if you have colors that I don't have, I'd probably even be willing to cut off a leaf and we could strange leaves and see what happens. But I've got like pink, purple, and different ones. You can message me or email me if you go to my blog, PopleBackyardFarm.blogspot.com. So you can email me at PopleBackyardFarm@gmail.com. But I hope that this helps. And I've had good success with African violets. So anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.